Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the MRL broadcast. My name is Gazieg, and with me today I have Alex Bido.
Hello, everyone. How you doing, Ozzy?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited for the race. This is actually my home circuit, Bido.
Yes, it is indeed. And I guess you're really excited to see these drivers here for Tier 1
This track
racing in
always brings
Canada.
this track always brings exciting action.
It does. I think we saw a lot of action yesterday on Tier 2. A lot of safety cars. And as we know, some Canadian would say safety car breeds safety cars. And I think we're gonna watch a lot of action today here with these tier one drivers. At the moment, 16 on the lobby, but I think we'll be filling that a little bit more now
Let's
as they have to come a couple more.
let's take a look at
But
the standings, Bido.
we'll see. We'll see what we have there. It's Jack Ritchie with 120 points, and it's a lot of difference between him and Drake Dempsey, almost 60 points of difference. Then McBlurg completing the top three. Vincent Nyquist not having the best race on Portimao, but fourth on the standings. Brent Steele on that fifth place after a comeback now with Mercedes. Candy King, Jenny Dobzan, Lewis Norcarman, and Jonah Martins, aka Neon, completing that top 10. Jakak with 29 points, Angel Arias just 26 points after that win on the first round and only 1 point on Portimao. Kai will be 13th on that McLaren. Mark, aka Harlan Marquez, on that 14th place with Alpine. Agustin Torlasco in 15th, Taz in 16th, Joe with 17th place. Ryan, Max Johnson, and Ido still without points on this division. The Mercedes leading this category, but the Alpine is still really close to take that first place.
Yeah, it's a very good battle between P2, Drake and McBlurg. Maybe we'll see it on track today. Very close after Jeffrey Ritchie. It's very close. Jeffrey has almost double the points of P2.
Exactly. Drake Dempsey is always there on the top, scoring really good pole positions or front row, but it never. It's like he never materialized them. Like not never, but usually he can't finish on the same spot as he has qualified. Of course, doing really good recoveries from the back on some races, but I think he has lost a lot of points with own mistakes. I think we saw Imola where he did a fantastic pole position, but then on the first lap everything went to zero as he DNF'd, I think, on the first stage of the race. A lot on his hands to play with. Still a lot of calendar ahead of us. Drivers reading up now for this session, and will be of course 18 minutes of qualifying and 35 laps here on the circuit of Montreal here in Canada.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with what you said about Drake. This is also not a very forgiving track. It has difficult traction zones and the walls they're right there. So that's why there were so many safety cars in tier 2. Maybe we'll see some drivers also hitting the walls in tier 1.
Of course, I think that's a really big concern. World Champions of one of the most interesting corners, that last chicane of 13 and 14, where you need to really nail it to win all the time, to gain all the time there for the lap, and trying to put yourself in a really sweet spot for that qualifying and that grid, of course. And we'll see a lot, of course, then of track limits warnings on that chicane of 3 and 4, 6 and 7, 8 and 9. A lot of
Track
chicanes where you
limits
can
everywhere.
everywhere, literally everywhere. This track, of course, is straight and chicane. So we'll see what these drivers can do to maximize everything. The cornering speed and the top speed really important to overtake here, to see what they can do and to aim for the best here on this track.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have a lot of wings, but also you want to have good to go also fast to the corners. So you have to find the right balance.
You have indeed to find the right balance as we are waiting for one driver to load in. There is, I think he is in with us. 16 drivers might be for today.
There's
Some
some
issues.
there's
It
some
was 17 actually.
yeah, there's some joining late.
And I
Maybe I
think
think
as
we'll have
well one of the Williams with issues with the electrical on the house.
It's very
So probably
disappointing. He's a top contender in this tier, and I wanted to see him drive today, but the power is not allowing us.
it seems we'll see what we have here for qualifying. It seems like a really clear sky. I've seen in a chat, an MRL chat, that Drake Dempsey was claiming for rain on race. We will see if that's true. We'll
That
see
will make
if someone
things
can
exciting.
confirm it on the chat. It's gonna be really interesting.
Spice things up.
And if we have mixed conditions, it's gonna be even more interesting. Drake Dempsey, they're selecting the mediums. Harlan Marquez as well, and the first drivers to come out of this pit lane. I think the first is gonna be the Ferrari today for Remco Van Putten. Driving yesterday, he will try to do it better today. I think he finished on the podium.
He finished on the podium yesterday after a very chaotic race. It's all about where you finish, not like all the chaos that happens along the way.
I was driving that race myself as well, and wasn't able to get longer than 5 laps. But of course, crashes can happen, and everything can happen in these races. 17 drivers, as we were saying, more drivers yet to come mid qualifying. Remco Van Putten on that Ferrari, normally seen in that Alpine on Tier 2, as we were saying.
Normally he's in a blue car. Today all red with the red helmet.
I think it's a special helmet for the day, because I've never seen that one in Remco Van Putten's head. Now he was starting this lap with a chicane of 13 and 14 on the main straight, opening DRS, the Dutch driver for Tier 2 now with Ferrari, downshifting to 4th, downshifting to 2nd on that second corner. Really colorful on the traction. Chicane of 3rd and 4th corner. Really easy to understeer and go to the wall. Doing it perfectly for that first sector, setting at 19.1 at the end of this one. Really putting the car into the curbs on the section of 6 and 7. The second DRS straight now for this back straight, going down into 8 and 9. A spot where you can see overtakes. It's really difficult to put the car and place it perfectly, but of course you can see it there with that DRS helping. 14.8 is the time as he crosses the line of sector 3 to start that sector 3, as he has aborted the lap, I think.
But I'm just gonna tab out real quick to raise the game audio level.
Okay.
Hopefully they can hear the engines a bit more now. We're back.
We'll see if it's better. Remco Van Putten has aborted that lap and now starting a new one. I think to have better fuel for the conditions. Journey Dobson 8.7 already. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari, but of course the only drivers to set the lap.
Ace is going quick.
We'll see what the Dutch driver can do. He's on sector 3 right now. He'll be opening DRS on that 3rd section of DRS that we have on this track. Side to the left, as Dempsey sets a 9.3 with the mediums, an amazing lap for him. We'll see, he has only 2 corners to go. Oh, almost touching the car on the last chicane. Opening that DRS, what will be for the Dutch driver, it's an 8.9, 2/10 off the provisional pole position by Jerne Dovzan. We'll see what Remco can do now as he's on sector 3, improving 1/10. He aborted the lap here on sector 3. We'll see now how much he can push on this last straight and last chicane. Still a lot of energy on his disposal. We'll see how much he risks this one. A lot of inside curve, of course. He has to take it. An outside curve there on the Wall of Champions. Opening the RS side to the right. What will be the time for Remco and putting it 1-2 for Ferrari once again.
Yeah, the Forza Ferrari boys put the top 2 right now. I think I'm gonna turn the volume up even more. Sorry about that for everyone watching.
Okay, no worries. We are still on qualifying, so the setup can be changed, of course, and still not a lot of action. 13 minutes to go here on Montreal. I think I'm on McBurg's on board, just finishing sector 2.
It's coming to the hairpin now with AlphaTauri. Just get out of the way for him.
It was Taz, I think, who aborted his lap. No, it was Ryan. No, it was Raz actually. Yeah, it was Raz overtaking his lap, but now we'll see what McBlur can do on Sector 3. No reference for his time yet. Only 7 drivers to set a lap, 2 of them with the mediums, Drake Dempsey and Candy King. Ooh. A little bit wide for him as he brushes the wall at the exit on World of Champions. We'll see what is the time, and it's a really, really good time. It's only milliseconds off of that time of Remco van Putten. He puts the Mercedes in the top 3.
Behind the Tier 2 driver. It's not where you want to be if you're a Tier 1 driver, though. Let's go on board with Neon, Mr. Jonah Martins, McLaren. Looking to set his banker lap now. He's got the DRS open down the back straight.
Still no reference for his time. I think he has done 2 out laps, as he has 1 lap old tire there with the softs.
Very tight to the left there.
Really, really tight for that grass.
Heavy braking.
He's low on fuel. We'll see if he can finish this lap. I think he will. Now opening the DRS side to the right. You have to do it to just not run too much meters now to the line. Really tight to the left. He's maximizing that track, but I think a little bit wide at the entry. Still really, really good chicane. Will be at 8.8 for Neon. Still not pole position, but it's really, really close to it.
Augustin with the purple sector in Sector 2. Coming down the back of the casino straight now.
Only the last chicane to go for Agustin Torlaski on the Red Bull opening DRS. What it will have on the hands, it doesn't seem like a really, really good time. Not so much competitive. It's 2 seconds off Candy King. Taz as well setting a lap, but I think that's an out lap that it was, of course, checkered. But still on the pits, the AlphaTauri driver. I think we have Kai now, who might be flying, starting on Sector 1.
I'm watching Vincent with an Alfa Romeo. His teammate unfortunately not attending tonight, so all the hope for Alfa Romeo will lie on this driver tonight.
His teammate, I think, is Joe, not able to race today on Montreal. We'll see what his teammate now, Vincent, can do today. Yellow flags ahead, but I think it was Jonah Martins having low fuel. Really, really good chicane for Vincent Nigbis. What's gonna be for him? And it's pole position. And it's pole position for Vincent Nigbis. 1/10 almost.
Provisional
from Journey Dobson. It's provisional pole position, of course. Still 10 minutes to go on this qualifying, but it's a really, really good lap. It was a really, really good Sector 3 as well for him.
Tying me to the box. See if Drake Dempsey's on the lap.
I think Kai was aborting that one. We'll see what Drake Dempsey can do. Remember, he was doing that first attempt on the mediums, and now you can see the improvement on Sector 1. Out of that chicane, a little bit shaky there with the curves. I think he lost a little bit of time. We'll see what is the time after he crosses the line of Sector 2. It was 2/10 improvement. What he has there on Sector 2. Still 2/10 for him. He has gained a little bit, but we'll see if he can gain even more at the traction zone out of the chicane.
Yeah, the last corner is where you can gain the most time. It depends how brave you are to go through there. It's probably one of the most interesting corners in all of F1, the final chicane of this track.
You really need to risk everything to gain the time. A little bit wide, a little bit shaky.
But you also can't
on the
cut
rear
there.
end.
You also can't cut, because if you cut there, it invalidates this lap and the next lap that you do.
Exactly, but he didn't, and now he puts himself into the top 3 milliseconds of Journey Dobson. It's a really good lap time from Drake Dempsey. I think he can even gain more time. 2 mistakes we have seen, I think, on that lap, at least the visual mistakes, let's say, because it was 2 snaps of oversteer there on the rear of that Red Bull. Other drivers like Paul Eckelmeyer on 7th place on the Haas, flying at the moment.
Driver.
Ooh.
Harlem looks like he's backing off his lap.
I don't know if Paul is flying. I think he was, but now sure shifting too much. Well, he has left the session. That's why he was a little bit
What is happening at turn one?
I don't know what's happening in turn one. I think I saw some yellow flags, probably traffic out of people going out of the pit lane. Yellow flags as well on sector 3, but it's because yellow flags people leaving others by, and I think one of those is gonna be the Mercedes of Brainsteel playing on sector 3. Yerny Dovzan putting a really good lap, and it's provisional pole position.
It was a spectacular chicane, but no snap of oversteer at all.
I will have to see that on the replay. Brainsteel now up into P5 after he was on P9, improving half a second on that lap. Jonah Martens into the sector 3 hairpin.
Ace just 200s off journey.
It's gonna be really, really close. A short track always brings this kind of qualifying. Ryan giving an amazing slipstream for the McLaren of Jonah Martens. We'll see if he can gain something about that.
Jonah was taking all advantage of that as much as he could.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity open, and now we'll see if he has taken that one. It's an 8.5, and it's gonna be pole position for him. It's a really good lap time from Neon.
Yeah, look how tight it is at the front. 500s separating the top three.
Incredible lap times from these drivers as well. Vincent really close to that time. Everyone is close, and Yerny Dovzan improves even further that lap. 2 hot laps in a row, and it's 2 provisional pole positions in a row for Yerny Dovzan.
Back to back, better.
Tire. Amazing.
He had to go back to back on the lobby.
I've never seen that. I think I've never seen two provisional pole positions back to back. That's incredible for Yerny Dovzan. He has set that one. 400 is the difference between him and Jonah Martens, who was actually flying and invalidated on the chicane of 8 and 9. Now he'll have to crawl back to the box and try with a different set of tires. Everyone qualifying or trying to qualify with the subs.
Pagel back in the session now on his outlap, the reserve driver.
Austin Torlaski now trying to improve his lap time, opening DRS. It's not going to be really competitive. 9.4 was the best for him. Not able to improve that one. I think he's starting a new one, so we'll see what he can do on this attempt. Meanwhile, Vincent Nyqvist flying on sector 2. We'll see what he has. He was not improving on sector 1.
Let's see how he takes the hairpin.
It's a good improvement on sector 2, looking a little bit the front right. We'll see the traction out of there, but it's a really good sector 2 for Vincent Nyqvist, almost gaining 2/10 from his professional best.
He's gonna send it through the chicane.
It's only 4 minutes here on qualifying. The chicane of 13 and 14. Look at Vincent. Really good chicane, really stable. Look at that one. That's
very quick lap.
That's a really good time. That's a really good lap time from Vincent. 0.423, and it's almost a 10 ahead of Yerny Dovzan. Yellow flags on sector 1 as Remco had a mistake at the exit of turn 4. You really need to push on that chicane, and I think he pushed it too much.
Yeah, you hold
there
it flat
on the limits.
He held it flat and he went for a spin, but he'll have time, I think, to go back from the lap maybe if he hurries. Here comes Candy
We'll
King.
see. He was improving a lot on sector 2. I was on board with him a little bit, adopting a little bit on the entry of that chicane, not sending it so much, but it's going to be a really good improvement, and it's going to be P8 for him. 8.7, only 1,000 away from the time of Kai, if I have said that correctly.
Looks like he's backing off this lap.
3 minutes left for him. I don't know if he will have more time to do another time with other tires. He has fuel on his disposal, would seem. We'll see what he does.
Down the straight.
There he has the low fuel signal. Kinda king, but we'll see if he has more attempts to try to improve that lap time. A lot of drivers on their out lap. Remco and Putin starting a new lap after that mistake. I don't know, well, I don't think he had any damage about that, because otherwise he would be on the pit lane.
This
Now,
time he makes it through without spinning.
exactly, and now improving almost a quarter of tenth there for the first sector. Short shifting, but a little bit shaky on the rear end, that Ferrari. So the chicane of 8 and 9, now shifting to 4th actually. I think people will do it with 5th, even with 6th gear. We'll see if he has found an improvement. I think he has lost a little bit of time on that sector.
Yeah, he was a bit shaky.
Oof, and he has aborted the lap. I think he will do another one later on, now when he crosses the line, as a lot of drivers trying to improve. Jernej Dobzan does a mistake at the exit, I think that is 6 and 7, as he has spun on that
Vincent thinks
corner.
no one is going to top him. He's choosing to stay in the pits and retire.
Exactly, 8.423. It's going to be the best he can do for today's session. And I don't think Jernej is going to improve that one, because he has a lot of damage on his front end.
Jonah Martin's coming through the chicane now.
I don't think he will be improving that lap time. He's going to do another one. He's going to send it one more time. I think for the last dance here on the qualifying for Montreal. On P3 at the moment, I think he has that pole position really close to him, as Jernej Dobzan won't be able to improve that one. We'll see what Richie can do. He's still on an out lap. Drake Dempsey as well, flying.
Mercedes driver. Oh, almost.
Improving.
Off by 500s.
Improving a lot, Brain Steel. 3/10 improvement on that last lap. Putting himself into P2 on the front row provisionally. A lot of drivers still to set that last qualifying. Neon, one of them, and he's improving 2/10 and almost a half of that. We'll see what he has on the exit of that hairpin, and of course on that last chicane he needs to risk it, but not too much, because he's in a really good run. He's gonna do probably a 0.3 low. 8.3 low is the aim right now for Neon. He needs to do this carefully, and he has done it. A little bit of shaky.
No. He definitely
the exit.
slid against the wall there.
It's gonna be 8.3, and it's gonna be pole position at the moment for Neon. He has lost a little bit of time at the end of that lap. We'll see if Richie can match that one, improving 2/10, aiming for a 0.4. The Alpine driver, we'll see if he can find a little bit more of time to beat.
He needs one more tenth.
He needs one more tenth, of course. We'll see what he has on that last chicane. A little bit of traffic, I think, from an Alfa Romeo going into the pits. Richie on the chicane.
It's so scary, that chicane. He copies Jonah though and slides against the wall.
But I don't know if he has enough, and he doesn't. He only improves 400s. We'll see what the others can have. Can they king one of them? Brain Steel not able to improve.
Here comes
further.
Drake. Oh, he is in the wall. At the wall of champions. We caught
He
that
has retired at the exit of turn 14.
Yeah.
It's terminal damage for him.
And
He won't be...
Augustin, he takes out his teammate. His teammate crashes into the other Red Bull. Here comes Taz.
What a qualifying for
Taz
today. Still
goes
some drivers
P6.
across. Really good lap time from Taz. 8.5, 14.
Harlem's still on a lap, I think. And Kai. We're going for Kai. Oh no, Kai's
Kai
abandoned.
aborting. Yeah, Kai aborting
And
that lap
Harlem's
time.
really slow. And Ryan is in the runoff at the hairpin.
So I think that might be qualifying done for today. Neon will take that one at the final stage of qualifying with a 8.358 for the McLaren driver. Sorry, really tight between these drivers. That's an amazing qualifying.
That is an amazing qualifying. And we saw Yaya Senegot has joined the session, so we'll have 18 drivers for the race middle.
That's really good to hear. More drivers to come now with Yaya Senegot. So 18 drivers will be participating
Tier
on
2
this
podium
race.
finisher.
Exactly. I think the podium yesterday was Adesi, Yaya, and Remco Van Putten. Two of them here. Adesi not able, I think, for today's race. But still 18 drivers.
Yeah.
Neon retiring now.
Let's start a prediction in the chat. Will Jonah Martins win this race from pole? so the viewers can spend their channel points and make the
You
decision.
know, it's gonna be really, really difficult with the competition he has, and of course, really, really difficult with the rain that seems to be coming now for the race. We will see now as we'll have to change the screen there to go to the race, but this is qualifying for today. The Dutch driver Neon on the McLaren setting that 8.358. Vincent Nyqvist with that amazing lap time as well, 8.4, only 65 milliseconds behind him. Brits Steve completing the top 3, a really good lap time from him, considering he's on that controller on a track like Canada,
Yeah,
where normally
you know the struggle yourself as a controller player
where
yourself.
exactly. I have to say that's a really, really good lap time from him. Mark Blurk, his teammate on top P4, and the top 5 will be round by Jernej Dovzan, who was not able to improve further on the last attempt as he had a mistake at the exit of turn 7. I don't know if that will knock the confidence a little bit for the Ferrari driver. Surely a little bit, but the conditions will be different. Will be, of course, might be what I've heard or read with the drivers, might be rainy conditions. We'll see if it's mixed, but it's gonna be sun.
Yep, it is mixed,
Unleashed.
Bido.
There we have it. Intermediate conditions might be, as we can see the box for Drake Dempsey there, the engineers with the intermediate tires, those green level tires.
I don't know what the
As
conditions
the
are going to be. Is it going to dry up? Is it going to stay raining? Maybe someone will tell us. But this is an
maybe
exciting way to start the
someone
race.
maybe someone can tell us. It's 17 seconds, of course, the clock ticking down as we'll be starting that formation lap, where we'll see what the drivers select of tires. I think it's pretty clear what we are gonna see here today, at least at the beginning of this stint. Might be everyone
I
with
hope it
the
gets
intermediate.
dry. I like when it gets dry and who's going to get on the soft tires first. See what the tire selection are? What do you think is going to be better?
Everyone on intermediates.
Yeah, inters for everyone, it looks like.
I don't even know if they have the option to change that.
It would be interesting a race where you would want to start on softs if the rain's going to stop really quickly. Yeah, I don't think you have the option. So we have Jonah Martins leading from pole, followed by Vincent Nyqvist, and then the 2 Mercedes drivers, and then Jernej Dovzan, and then we have Taz and Ace, and Candy King, Remco, and Kai round out the top 10. Drake starting from P11, we have Noah Karlman, P12, Pagel 13, Paul Eckelmeyer, the new reserve driver, in P14, Augustin, Drake's teammate, down at P15, and then Ryan, Harlem, and Yaya Saga round out the grid. 18 drivers today, Beto. Will we have 18 at the end of this race?
That's the question. I don't know if you can hear me really, really good, but I'm having some freezes. I don't know if my voice is freezing as well, if you can tell me.
I don't know. It sounds good to me, Beto.
Okay, then perfectly. But a little bit laggy on my end this game, nothing surprising, though. But these 18 drivers, as you were saying, will be starting this race. How many of them will be finishing? That's the question with this really difficult conditions. Neon already putting the car on the grid. Vincent as well having a really, really good gap behind him. Steve and Mark Blurk on the second row is going to be interesting for the Mercedes. The pole sitting starting on the left hand side.
Jonah has to wait for the rest of the grid. Sending in his McLaren.
I don't think the tires will be cold, but still probably an advantage for the last driver.
Gives him time to think, how is he going to go to turn 1? Like in the previous races, we saw the driver from pole get a massive start. Like
see if Neon can get it. We'll see if Neon can get it. Now, waiting for that sequence to start this Grand Prix here on Canada, Montreal. We have it. It's 1, 2, 3, and now 4 and 5 lights here on Montreal. And away we go. We'll see what is the start for Neon. Bryn still having a really good start compared to Vincent and his teammate, but it seems like no exchanges at the moment there at the start. Neon on the lead.
Yeah, very clean turn 1 from all the whole grid. They're trying to sort themselves out into a train now.
We'll see if they can exchange positions between them. I don't know if Richie has lost or gained any position. Drake Dempsey and Taz exchanging that position. Noel and Kai as well as Pagel used that one to move further ahead.
You lose a lot of time if you're not in the train. You're offline, like Ryan is right now. You're losing a lot of positions.
I have to say, on my end, everything is exchanged as I'm having a lot of issues with the lag. I don't know if I'll be changing from PC, but at the moment it's really difficult to follow the race with that lag. I'm trying to watch with this stream, but Neon at the moment, as we were saying, leading from Vincent, Nyqvist and Brinsteel, an exchange at the back between Yerney and Drake Dempsey, as both Ferraris stay together.
You have the Haas and Taz going side by side. They get sorted into the chicane. McWork looking at the back of his teammate. Candy King thinking about going around the outside of Taz.
Exchange as well at the back. At the moment, as I was saying, I don't think I can follow the race too much. I will try to do something, but it doesn't seem like I can help a lot at the moment. So I think in a couple of minutes. Sorry?
Try to restart your game.
I'll try to do it at the moment. A lot of luck, not letting me to follow the race.
It's an exciting race, but the whole grid is in one long train right now. We'll see who can break the DRS first. McClurk and Brainstew is losing the DRS to the top two right now. Vincent all over the back of Neon with the ERS on. And he's going for it. No, still too far back. The camera angle. And Paul has been kicked from this session again. Vincent gonna stay behind Neon for another lap. Taz going side by side with the AI car of Paul. The AI might be blocking these drivers a bit. And look at the rain falling down against the AlphaTauri.
You're gonna suffer a lot on traction. The DRS window, of course, doesn't matter too much as the DRS is not enabled at the moment.
Finally, Taz is able to get past the AI, and now it's causing a massive blockage. Kai and Pagel stuck behind this AI car of Paul. And Taz has to completely cut the chicane, losing all the progress he made. Kai and Pagel side by side into the hairpin. Not AI, two drivers with the AI car in front of them right now. This AI causing massive action behind it. They're still side by side, but Kai did not want to go side by side with the chicane. Back of it. Big wiggle there.
It was a really big oversteer for Kai, indeed.
Hopefully it's not as laggy now for you.
We'll see, I'll see. Sometimes can happen, but today it was really messing with the positions and everything. An exchange there at the back between teammates, of course. Paul is not on the session.
That AI car is causing issues on this grid. Pagel finally able to get past him. Looks like Kai is going for it too. This is a very nice camera angle.
Look at that fight, it's really close as the AlphaTauri was trying to make that move on the McLaren. We'll see if Noel can, sorry not Noel, but Harlem can approach to both of them to try to take anything.
Augustin is like, why is everyone going so slow? He had nowhere to go.
I think he went wide there on the hairpin, trying to avoid contact. A lot of drivers in so much little space. We'll see how this unfolds.
Yeah, I got past. I guess you should be able to smash the AI really quickly. So AI will stop your problem.
Now I think I'm in. There's an exchange, of course. I was in with Paul, trying to do something different. Well, sorry, to try to overtake Paul Eckelmeyer, who was, I think, on AI, as you were saying.
Vincent is still really tight with Neon. John Martins. He's thinking about it with the ERS. He used it. Kai just got overtaken by Peugeot. I mean, Kai overtakes Peugeot. And I think we're gonna see this reign to the end of the race, Bill.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how they manage this. A yellow flag, I think, on sector 1, at least on my end. I think that's Taz losing the car on the chicken of 3 and 4. Yellow flag on sector 1. We'll see how that unfolds.
Harlem.
My end a little bit.
Gonna push his Alpine past the cars going side by side ahead of him. He's been in a lot of action today so far. Only 5 laps have got by in this Grand Prix. Emerald Tier 1 action around my home track, Canada. My name is Gazi. I got Alex Biddle with me.
We'll see now on my end how this is working. A little bit laggy as well, so I will try to probably get to the other PC, but at the moment Neon leading. Anything has changed there at the top 4, I think. I think no position changed there for the top 5 or 4.
Drake's trying to change a position, looking at both Ferraris in front. The Ferrari versus Red Bull battle.
Reminds me to last week where we saw that on Saudi Arabia.
They're in a tight train here.
And it's really difficult for me to follow, so I think I will try to do something with the other PC. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. If you can carry this, Gazi, I will try to help in a few moments.
The DRS train going from P1 to P8 right now as they fly through the chicane there. And then the camera doesn't look off. Candy King setting the fastest lap. He's trying to catch the train in P9 right now. Kai going in the box, he might have damage. An unscheduled pit stop. No one can make a move right now. The rain is making it difficult to overtake, and they're in a DRS train. These 4 drivers very close with each other. It's Ace, followed by Remco, followed by Rene, followed by Drake. Oh, Rene going side by side, and Remco gets out of the way. And it gives Drake the opportunity, but he doesn't have enough traction in the wet there to make it stick. It looks like Rene and Remco exchange positions because Remco is a reserve driver. A little bit of team orders there from the Ferrari drivers. And Yerne is the first one to take a penalty, 3 seconds being added to his race, to his time post-race. Drake, side by side with Remco. Meanwhile, the other Ferrari, side by side with Ace. And Yerne makes it past Ace. But Drake is stuck behind. And Drake makes it past Remco as well. Now the order is Yerne, Ace, Drake.
How the sound is at the moment, I don't know if it's so high. But
Sound good to me.
I'm trying to do whatever I can now. A little bit. We were having some action there, I think, with Drake.
Yeah, that was a big change of position. And now Vincent is looking. It looks like the track is getting more settled. Like they're able to make moves now. There's a dry enough line forming on the track. Vincent is going board with him. That McLaren just so close with no DRS. Vincent hiding his time. Brains to take it 3 seconds from the chicane. Drake Dempsey and Ace, the two very fast drivers on this grid, being followed by Remco right now.
That penalty is going to cost a lot to Bristol at the end of this race. Remember, he's really close on that top 3, and I think he will be really happy to get that podium here in these conditions. Now with those 3 seconds added to the time, it's going to be really difficult to manage the race, and of course even more if there's a safety car at the end.
Yeah, definitely you don't want to get penalties. Vincent and Jonah keeping it very clean within track limits. I don't even know if they've got warning so far. They were very clean through the chicane last time we were watching them. Kai going fastest. The lap times are dropping as the track sits out. Rainy day in Canada today, but exciting action on track. Oh, and I was just thinking, we still have all 18 drivers and then Taz in the pit lane retires from this race.
I think a safety car will be needed for that. Even a version safety car would be too much. As we're seeing Ricky Day here in Canada, we'll see if this rain will cease a little bit. I don't think so, as we're seeing those comments on the chat that the race is going to stay with the same weather conditions. Mixed conditions always bring more action. Of course, intermediates.
There might be a chance, but that it gets dry enough near the end for soft tires.
Do you think so? I don't see too much rain.
It might be raining, but still dry tires. Like sometimes happens in this game. Nothing in a session like that. Sometimes this game has very weird weather. Still no scheduled box laps. Should be in. Do you think Inters can go the whole race around here? No idea what the tire life for Inters around Canada is. But probably they will be boxing again at halfway for another set of Inters.
I think so. I think only you can't do that is in Portimao. I think those are the tracks where you can do no stop, because we're absolutely doesn't exist on those tracks. I think Canada will have some. I think that was a big slide from Remco at the exit of the last chicane.
Yeah, that was a huge slide. Cost him some time. That's not what you want to do when you're in a DRS train, though.
Yeah, you're gonna lose that slipstream.
There is no DRS. There is no DRS.
But still, that 1 second always helps you to get closer to the car in front. He's not gonna be happy, but he's still on 310s range to Drake Dempsey, so he's really keeping that pace. There's a lot of gap between him and the King for seconds. Almost the biggest gap, including 16th and 17th place.
I think the DRS sign has been coming on.
You think so?
Maybe that was during Corona.
I don't think I've seen that one today. Rain from the beginning in those first 11 laps here in Canada, 35. So 25 yet to come. Still no safety cars.
Still no accidents here. No spins. Keeping it clean.
That's really good to see. Now I'll be joining session in a few moments. See if I can do, or at least try to see better, much better than I was before. Drake Dempsey losing a lot of that gap to Ace 310s and still decreasing. Look how close he is in the braking of turn 6. DRS, no DRS, sorry, will be really putting this on a really different level, trying to overtake. We saw him with Richie and Abby having that battle at Portimao. It was really, really difficult to overtake.
Yeah, I think this race will probably be more exciting if it was dry. So you see a lot more overtaking. The conditions make it very difficult for these drivers.
Always the mixed conditions really brings better things, and as well the dry conditions. If it's only in a, like let's say like on the same set of tires, it's gonna be difficult to overtake.
Might be
want
a
to see too
two-stop.
much strategy, but look at that. It's Richie, the first driver to pit strategically, at
Might
least
be, yeah.
changing the front wing.
Oh, changing the front wing. I was gonna say it might be a two-stop with the inters, but it's an unscheduled pit stop.
I think he was trying to bring those tires a little bit longer to try to at least not lose too much in the second stint. I think he had damage not only from this lap, but we'll see if he can recover from that, because 5 seconds he will lose there from
just
that spin.
disconnected.
Let's try to get him back. Because I think he has lost one place with Jeremy Dobson. I think the Mercedes were 3 and 4.
Yeah, the AI is very slow. Drake all over the back of the AI now. Should be able to make the move here.
Using the energy now. Really scary there to see Remco as well. Now driving on the inside, he needs to do aggressive moves.
He
Otherwise,
sails into the hairpin.
yeah, otherwise it won't happen with the AI. You need to really do clear moves so they can get away. Like we're losing 3 places half a lap, which now gaining some time, as I think Yaya had a mistake at the exit of turn 8 and 9.
Leclerc's not going to be happy when he joins back to see he's in P7.
Not at all.
The AI taking a very slow line through there.
I think it's really turned down. I think he's now. I don't think if he's controlling the car. Not
He's back
yet.
now, but it's still AI control.
I think now he'll have it in a few moments. Now now he has it, as the intervals have reinstated. Kai having a penalty in 16th place, not gonna affect a lot at the moment. His teammate, meanwhile, leading this race from Vincent Nicholas, Brazil, on 3rd place with that penalty. Kandiking and Leclerc extending that position, probably a lag spike.
Leclerc, yeah, but he was just inside of the Aston Martin.
Probably a lag spike for the Mercedes. Will try to get it back now in the hairpin. Trying to brake later. Kandiking locking the tires. I think both of them.
He's going to want to try to get back to where he was. Now he's in P8, lost 4 positions because of the disconnect.
That's really harsh to
I
see.
think he's too far back. He's not going to have enough to get past him here.
He's not gonna even try it on this back straight, as Vincent and now Brainsteel and now Yerne and now Drake's Dempsey do the fastest lap of this race, 19.0.
Does that a sign that it's getting drier?
I think it's still raining. So it will be time for it. You can still see the rainfall, of course. So we'll see. I don't think we'll be 4 slicks. We can reach half a second faster than the top 5. Of course, new tires for him.
And a lot of traffic in front of him.
Ryan having a mistake at the exit of 4, and Austin is going to take that one. I don't know if he has damage on that front end, the Alpha Tauri. Losing that one in a really special and different way, as he lost it. Or he was just in the middle of the track, with Agustin Terleski not having to do anything major to get that place now up into P12. Arlen Marquez out of him. Penalty.
Following Carmen.
And he's gonna try it probably. He's using that energy.
He's too far back.
With really good straight line speed. Gonna help the Alfa Romeo to get closer. Very wide at the entry of that chicane. Pavel not gonna have the opportunity on this main straight to get that one. We're still really closing that gap. think that's the closest gap on this grid at the moment.
Except for the top three, they're all within 5/10 of each other. But I think they're just waiting till the end of this race. Vincent doesn't want to be overtaken by John. But Brainstew has to get a move on and get it to a 2-second gap.
Johnny Dawson as well with that 3-second penalty. But both of them gonna be struggling at the end to try to get that gap enough to not lose positions with that penalty.
Vincent, the whole race following this McLaren. He's watching the McLaren's lines, looking when the missed opportunities will be.
I think they're going to pit soon. We are almost at halfway through this race.
Yeah, surely in the next 2 laps or 3 laps or so.
And Neon was sliding a lot at the exit of the hairpin. We'll see if he goes into the pits. Not this one.
You think Vince is gonna follow him in or try to undercut him?
I think Bristol should undercut both of them. That's the only way he can get on top and try to stretch that gap that he needs.
Yes, Rhapsody, it's gonna keep raining till the end of this race.
Intermediates are predicted to the end of this race. Of course, raining a little bit lighter from now compared to the beginning.
Will you be calling Brainstew into the pits next lap? Trying to go for the undercut? The team principal of the Mercedes team is in the chat though.
My respect to him. A little bit shaky at the exit than Mercedes of Brainstew. Losing a little bit of time, but now only half a second behind that Alfa Romeo he has in front. Really playing it safely, all of these drivers. No need to risk anything more than they
Harlem
need.
and Peugeot side by side.
Oof, a little bit of contact between Harlem
yeah,
and Peugeot.
Harlem gave Peugeot a bit of a shove there.
Still getting that place. I don't know if Harlem will have any damage on that front end.
But I think Peugeot took a warning because he went off track limits.
But probably as he was going a little bit slower, he didn't. We'll see at the end of this race, but move from Harlem.
The top four box, they all stayed out.
They're staying out. We're now on lap 18 of 35, and anyone pitting except Richie for strategy.
Richie had to box because of the damage on his car.
As well, true. Probably earlier than predicted, as we can see that this top 12 drivers haven't pit yet. Yaya either, and Paul Ecomayer either. No, I think
not
controlled by the AI.
The top.
I think it's going to be really interesting now this lap, because I think they have to push all on their energy button.
So Drake,
because this might be the lap.
Drake's brought his car up to a big spot. He's got drivers with penalties ahead. He's on provisional P3 right now.
We'll see what they can do, because they need to do something different to their rivals to try to maximize or try to do something different and gain.
Jonah
We'll see if they are pitting.
stays out.
No one pitting. Everyone pitting on the top 5. Incredible.
No one pitting.
I don't know if the undercut is powerful, but Richie was doing really good laps. Really good laps with those new tires.
Yeah, and the intros, they will surely make it to the end, so I would think of a boxing right now.
Don't know if they know something that we don't. I don't know if it's raining at the moment, Gauzy.
Oh, maybe it's stopping and they're just waiting for the rain to stop.
I think that is because the rain, I think, has stopped at the moment here in Canada.
Yeah, I don't see any more clouds.
Kai and Yaya's spin at the exit of that chicane, that hairpin for the Williams. We'll be putting into this 16. I won't be happy with this race compared to what happened yesterday, as he finished on the podium on tier 2. But now, as we were talking, I think this is gonna get drier and drier every lap.
So two laps ago, the tires were at 50%. How long can they last?
I think they are trying to save those tires. That's probably why Richie was going so fast against them.
See if anybody boxes now.
No rain, at least on my end. I don't know how it's looking there.
But sometimes the track will like stay wet, and then you have to stay on the intros even though there's no rain falling.
Yeah, of course, the spray will be still there, standing water as well on the track. Ryan getting a penalty now at the exit of turn 9, as we have the AI of Paul Ehmeyer not gonna
He's
help
being
away
lapped.
with his leaders. Yes, he's getting lapped. The AI selected the intermediates. Interesting choice. But I
That's
don't think
because
it's the
like,
option.
yeah, because like it's definitely time for the inters to come in, but it's drying, so the AI just not that smart.
Yeah, these drivers won't be liking to put now a new set of inters, and therefore, well, and after that, watching the tracks dry, they need to stay longer and longer and longer, as long as they can there on those intermediates to try to avoid to pit twice. Kai putting the mediums, the first driver to
Yeah.
put slick tires,
Wonder
and
what
I
he was
think
thinking
soon,
there.
and I think soon is gonna get for the dry tires, but I don't think it's yet.
I
I
think
don't
maybe
think
he might
it's
have had damage.
probably trying something different. We'll see. I'm on board with him. I think he's sliding too much. Yes. Yeah, he's sliding too much. Not the lap.
Urnay going in. See what tires the Ferrari pick who puts on his car.
Surely softs. Or those are intermediates. Are intermediates? Yeah. Intermediates for the Ferrari.
Might have been close to a puncture. He's gonna lose a
Has
lot
to
of
be
positions. I don't know if that was the right move.
It has to be that. It has to be that. If they haven't pitted, it's because they needed to get those tires to the dry conditions, and if they can't put them into that stint, just try it with another of inserts as Yerney stays ahead of Richie. That's crucial for him because that was direct battle.
Yeah, Lace lost a lot of time in traffic earlier.
Kai has lost, I think, at least 10 seconds since he pitted
Yeah.
against Yaya. It doesn't seem like it's the choice
I
at the
don't know,
moment.
Biddle. What lap is it going to be dry enough for the slicks? 2 laps from now? 5 laps from now?
I
Who
think
knows?
6. I think around between 3 and 6. I think between this, because at the moment it looks like it's still.
Kai, 5
Look how
seconds.
they were sliding a lot at the hairpin. Noel locking the tires on the front, Harlem as well. Don't know if that's a sign of no grip for the inters as they have a lot of wear.
Remco coming into the pit lane.
Remco's gonna try something different, surely.
Dry tires. Let's see the dry tires.
It stops. It's too early. It's too early for
But
Remco.
he's the reserve driver. He has nothing to lose in this grid, Biddle.
We'll see how he will do that. But really, really difficult.
Harlem right
And
behind
he's
Noel.
sliding. He's sliding, only exiting, only putting off that speed limiter, and he's sliding. Yep, too much sliding for him. Prince really close at the back of
Yeah, I
Vincent.
just went to Brains too. These tires might be close to a puncture, Biddle.
They are really close to the puncture. I think they might be around 70% or probably even more.
Yernay might have made a big decision by pitting for a fresh set of inters.
Yeah, I think that was the correct decision. Probably even pitting before.
Yeah, like 5 laps earlier, like what Ace did.
I think Ace pitted on lap 13. I'm assuming by that tire wear. Yernay Dobbs and Apagel side by side at the exit of the hairpin. A little bit of contact between them.
Yeah, he's gonna have massive traction in the fresh inters versus the 21 lap old inters.
Look at that, the slipstream for him. ERS as well, trying to put now into the inside that car. It's gonna be really, really risky.
Nothing
Ricky
Pagel
really
could do.
late. Incredible move from Yernay Dobzan up into P8. And Rich is still not able to clear Agustin Torlaski, who is
It's
really
getting
close.
tight. It's getting tight at the front bit, though. The top 4 are squabbling.
They're gonna be suffering now with that tire wear. And Remco
Vincent,
is not
out of
gaining
shape.
time.
Vincent looks to be struggling a bit.
Oh, look at Rich still.
Yeah, side
Going
by
to the
side.
right, trying the move side by side between them. A really good straight line speed for Vincent defending that second place. Look at Princeton now, will try to maximize at the exit. Will he
Gotta
have
wait
the
for the
traction to
straight,
do
I
it?
think.
Oh, amazing from Princeton now into the inside of the hairpin. Drake Dempsey will try to do the same. as he puts the Red Bull there, locking the front right to try to not hit the Alfa Romeo. Vincent trying the switch back, not gonna happen.
But they're committed now to the dead tires. They just have to hope that it gets dry now.
And look at Yannick Dobson at the inside of Harlan Marquez. Harlan Marquez not able to help his teammate. As Ryan,
will we see a safety car?
Has retired, I think, on the pit lane.
Mick Blurk retiring as well.
Oh, that's a safety car.
Mick Blurk in sector 2, in the wall, bringing up the safety car. Yes, just as Drake boxes for soft tires.
And all of these drivers should pit for softs.
Drake is going to cycle into the lead of this race pit.
Yerney not pitting. Yerney not pitting. Drake Dempsey able to pit, as I think he pitted just before the safety car was deployed. Not sure.
I think Drake is going to cycle into the lead of this race pit.
And he is just ahead of Yerney Dobson. It's going to be really close. I don't know who was the one who was ahead. Both of them trying to let the other one go. One was Yerney Dobson. Neon Brain still Vincent, and we'll have a easy pit stop to stay ahead, I think, of Drake Dempsey.
Oh, yeah, because of the delta.
But look at that decision from McBride putting the mediums where it ended on the wall. Really, really shaky, and I was watching as well Remco been putting with those softs, losing a lot, but a lot of time to Richie, who was in the intermediates.
It ended in the wall. But is the track dry enough for dries?
I'm not sure about that, because I'm not watching any signs of it.
Will it be dry by the end of the safety car?
That's the question. Everyone is risking it for it.
Will Yerney box?
And which tire he will put? That's a question. Neon pitting, Brinstow pitting, and Vincent surely is as well. The top 3 into the pit lane. What is the tire? It's gonna be softs for Brinstow, softs for Neon, and surely it's gonna be softs as well for Vincent. Nick Visco's gonna get on top.
Yerney stays out on Inter's Bido. He's gonna take the risk.
He has committed to that strategy, as the Delta is not helping to him, and I think Neon's gonna get ahead. We'll see Brinstow as well, and even ahead of the back marker of Paul Eckelmeyer. A little bit slidey. Brinstow in the grass, almost into the wall, but he saves it, and he is on 2nd place. Yerney on 3rd place, Vincent on 4th.
The AI car Moon blocking the road. Wow,
really
I'm surprised the Yerney with the Inters. Is that a move?
I mean,
it's a risk, but it can pay off.
At the moment it's for Inters, so if you can get that gap, and if it's gonna be for Inters all of these laps, it's a massive win. He's the only driver, of course, that AI of Paul as well with the intermediates, who's still there, because at the moment the track is for intermediates, and all of the other drivers are gambling that on the safety car restart is gonna be enough traction or dry enough.
I think it's a big brain move.
The softs work.
You definitely want to be the only driver on a strategy that can work, because then if it works, he's going to be clear.
Exactly. And he was, I think, on a net P7 with those penalties. So why not?
Yep, very true. You take the risk P7, or you can take the risk and get P1.
And as well, with that penalty, he needs to be the only one on a different strategy, because he needs to gap everyone. We'll see if he can do that at the moment. Of course, no DRS enabled sign. We will see till 3 laps after that safety car restart.
It's gonna take a long time for the Williams to catch the back of the safety car. Could be. Let's take a look at penalties, I guess.
And with the softs as well, you can't push too much.
Most of the grid on 3 seconds, except Harlem with 6.
Harlem with 6. Richie pitting. He's putting the intermediates. Oh, he's putting the intermediates.
He's gonna, yeah, he's thinking what we're thinking, I guess.
I mean, it's a really good choice. If you can see that the softs are not working, you cannot push even behind safety car, and they are not even.
Yeah, you know what it is, Bido? It's like
if they are not warming.
It's like how you can. It's like your car control, like how well you are,
exactly.
How experienced you are with the control of the car. And Ace Richie is one of the best at that.
Yeah, he's really, really experienced on these situations. We'll see if he can nail this one. We'll see if more drivers will try to get new tires, spinning on the pit lane for Yaya Sanagot, as I think he will put intermediates if he doesn't retire. Yes, new intermediates. That's really interesting. So I think we'll have one more lap of safety car after this one. It's gonna be really interesting to see what they can do at the restart. After Yaya can get at the back of this grid, I think he's now testing the intermediates and he will surely find an improvement on the grip conditions.
Yeah, the Williams still in sector, not even sector 2 yet. Let's go on board with Yaya. Podium finisher from tier 2, pushing hard with the inters. He might not even catch this grid by the time it's going green, maybe at the end of this lap.
Yeah, it has to be green on the end of this lap. We'll see now because he needs to push at them a lot on this lap. So we'll see how is the grid, but I'm 100% sure this is for intermediate still.
Yeah, Yaya looks like he's going very well. He's going full push right now, trying to catch the back of the grid.
Yeah, he needs to. We'll see if he can, if he will be skipping some chicanes or having some track limit issues, because I think that the safety car will be surely, and this lap won't be waiting anymore. Green flag for lap 28, so 8 laps of green flag till the end of this race. Neon and Bridge still on the softs, well, everyone on the dries, on the slicks, except Richie, Yaya, and Yerney. And look at that sign. Safety car will be on this lap. I think Paul as well has Richie in that car, so it's 4 drivers now with intermediates, and we'll see what he can do there to try to
Paul is AI stuff.
not be in the middle.
Yeah. Nothing he can do. He's gone fishing, Vito.
We'll see Neon now trying to warm up the tires. We'll see what Jeremy Dobson can do at the restart of this one. It's going to be really interesting to see
Yeah, we'll go on board
what he
with
has
the
on hands.
Ferrari driver.
And Paul is on the box, so it's going to be easier, even more for Jeremy. Neon has pushed now.
I think the AI is taking dry tires, but why would the AI box there?
I don't think that's the AI, I think that's Paul, yeah. That was Paul driving into it.
Oh.
So now the restart is on. Green flag racing now. Neon struggling on traction. Brinsteel as well. Look at Yerney, how easily he has it.
He's
Side
huge
by side
traction.
between them. At the inside of turn 3 he goes side by side still. Brinsteel has to yield and go off track. After that move, Richie as well gaining some places at the back. As Vincent is really close to Vincent is really close to Brinsteel.
Ace going side by side through a corner that you don't really want to go side by side through.
Incredible, because he has a lot of traction to do it. He is now up into P10. Look at Jeremy Dobson now at the back of Neon. 610s and closing really, really rapidly. Richie gaining another place at the back straight now up into P9.
Yeah, he's coming up to his teammate now. Harlem ahead. I don't think soft for the move. These inter-tire moves are going very quick. But Jonah Martins still able to hold the gap on soft tires.
Look at the traction. Look at the traction. He has gained 4 tenths out of that hairpin, using now the energy as Neon is doing as well. He needs to protect him now in the main straight because he knows
Impressive
is the only thing that he has equal to him is the straight line speed. Now Neon looking over with the tires. Yerney trying to maximize the exit.
Yeah, nothing he can do about the traction.
Look at that. Look at that traction out of Yerney. And he's putting that move at turn 1 side by side between the leaders. A little bit of contact. Neon at the inside of turn 2, brushing the tires between them. Yerney at the outside. He will have more traction.
Does this mean that the soft tires are coming into play now?
I think so.
Because Jonah Martins is staying ahead. That's amazing defense if Inter's on the tire.
We'll see, because Yerney is going to suffer from now on if the softs are making that into that crossover point. So we'll see if he can maximize now the option he has as Neon goes a little bit into the grass.
Ace looking all behind Candy King.
Really, really close as well. Him and Candy King, as well as Yerney and Neon. They gap extending a little bit. Only on the traction zones is where Yerney can find an improvement, locking both of the fronts. The Ferrari is. We'll see the exit, but he's not gaining time. He's not gaining time anymore. And look at Richie, really close at the, well, actually touching the rear wheel of Candy King. But able to put that move on. Look at Yerney Dobzan now
Ace
on the breaking point.
right behind,
Bruce.
making the move on Kenny King.
Really good from Richie.
And now he has no. Oh,
And
DRS is enabled.
Oh,
It was not the move enters.
they're not gonna be happy at all. Yerney was doing an amazing job now. He's gonna be falling down from this lap, 6 laps, suffering on those intermediates. We'll see if he can stay there because
No
it's
way.
still slippery. It's
No
still
way.
slippery. He's not losing time. He's skipping the gap. He's actually improving his lap times.
It looks
Of
like
course.
Jonah's gonna win this race.
It really looks like he doesn't have penalties on his name either. Prince still closing a little bit to Yerney.
Ace struggling a lot.
And Richie not able to take that gap down to Noel Carman.
Yeah,
The mediums.
I thought Noah would be a sitting duck for Ace, but it's like Ace is down the sitting duck.
Look at Drake Dempsey and Vincent Nick because this is the battle for second place. Yerney Dobson and Brinstey with that penalty, and look at Brinstey at the inside of the hairpin at the exit. Almost doing that move, the arrest for both of them, but look at Brinstey, he's on the soft and he's gonna be flying on that main straight. Sorry, in the back straight. And now doing that move. Yerney locking the tires, almost hitting the back of Brinstey. Very tight between those drivers. Look at Drake Dempsey, look at that exit. He has the DRS and the energy now on the inside of Vincent Nickvis, side by side on turn 1. Side by side again on turn 2. Is Nickvis trying to protect that one. Yerney ahead, struggling on traction, probably gonna be not happy, Vincent, because the Ferrari is gonna be blocking a little bit.
Yeah, Drake wanted to get that move done, but the Alpha stays ahead. He's gonna have to wait through these corners that you cannot overtake him.
Look at
Whoa,
Yerney is just going off track.
Where did Yerney go?
He
He
doesn't have
just
the
disappeared.
traction. He doesn't have the traction or the grip to go as Remco collects another penalty now to his name. 3 seconds, I think, for the Dutch driver. Indeed, as Yaya has gone into the wall.
Will they bring a safety car?
This can save.
Oh
This can save.
my
This can
gosh.
save Yerney. This can save Yerney, and this can save Richie as well.
It can't save Remco, who has 6 seconds of penalties though.
I think he has 3. I think he has 3. The only driver to have 6 is Aaron Marquez.
Oh, my mistake.
It's gonna cost a lot for him.
Yeah,
We'll
this
see
is
what the
definitely gonna save Ace and Yerney. They were gonna fall out of the points probably. Now they
think
can get
Yerney has
sometimes.
He has to beat Shirley. We'll see what Noel Carman does. He's on the mediums, but not beating. Richie beating, of course. Both of these drivers having to beat. Richie can get some points probably after those penalties. I think we'll have 3 laps of green flag racing with the safety car. Sorry, with the
Pero
green flag.
if you're
side
in the
on
top,
lap 33.
if you're in the top 5 on those inters, do you stay out on the safety car?
No.
I think on the restart you'll be eaten up by the whole grid.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's gonna be drier. It's not raining on this track anymore. Every lap, the softs are gonna be faster, and of course the fastest lap I think is gonna be with the softs on the last lap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout for fastest lap.
And Bristol gonna fall tremendously with that penalty on his name. We were saying that at the beginning when he took the penalty. Those 3 seconds, if a safety car comes at the last stage, are gonna cost massively.
It's gonna be hard to overtake. They're saying in the chat with the battery spamming.
I think we'll have 1 lap of DRS only. As Candy King and Harlem exchange positions, I think Harlem probably going a little bit wide, but he created that overtake loop. 3 second side penalty for multiple warnings now for Harlem.
He's gonna fall out of the points completely with 9 seconds left.
I think that can be justified, that last one. I think he was trying to let Candy King by as he's doing it now. Just to try to not have that overtake loop, but I think it's a leap. I think
He's
that's
a
the word.
very nice driver to get to. It's good sportsmanship.
We'll see. It doesn't seem like he will have any penalty, at least in game. So it's 9 seconds at the moment for him. Just trying to clear that move. I think he's leaving Candy King by because he knows that it wasn't a fair move. It wasn't the hairpin. Now on the correct position, all of these drivers. and everyone on the slicks. Everyone on the softs except Noel Carmen on those mediums gonna be struggling a little bit.
But
And I think a lot.
I think we're gonna have an exciting battle between Drake and Vincent for that last podium position. Oh, they're with Brace's penalty, they're both gonna get it.
Exactly. I think they both can get that one. It's gonna be interesting to see what Noel Carmen can do. If probably can help. Oh, Harlem has spun at the exit of turn 6, warming the tires. Gonna fall into 12th place. That's a harsh one.
Yeah, that's harsh. He's already having a horrible race. They just spin into last.
Look at that. Safety car will be in this lap. Neon really close still to the safety car.
It's gonna be two-lap shootout for the win, Biddle.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think Brainstew is gonna want to win this on track, but Jonah,
yeah,
he's been untouchable.
I think it would be a Grand Slam if he hits the fastest lap and leads the last 2 laps.
Jonah has been unreachable though by any driver. And Jonah's still.
Look at that green flag racing from Neon and an overtake from Vincent. Sorry for Vincent.
Drake and it allowed Drake and Vincent to go side by side with each other.
Drake Dempsey is sliding at the exit. Noel really close. Look at Brinstew how he is. And Drake Dempsey now at the outside of turn 3 is trying it. Vincent taking, I think, a warning at the inside curve. An exchange as well at the back. It seems like Gierne is going to try to buckle. An amazing move. And probably Candy King as well, locking the tires. Candy King leaving the space though. And Pagel's trying to fight back at the inside.
He made contact and it made him lose the position to Ace.
1 lap and 1 sector to go as they are going to cross that line to enter sector 3 of lap 34. Drake MC on the slipstream of Vincent. He's going to try it on the inside. Vincent protecting really good on the middle of that racing line.
Gierne going past Candy King and looks like Ace is going to follow him through.
Drag race. A drag race through turn 13, into turn 13 actually, and look at Drake MC as well.
Looks like they have similar wings.
Ooh, Richie raking really late here at the inside. Really good position. And now Drake Dempsey, look at the exit of the chicane. He has more energy as well. He's up into P3, net P2. We're on the last lap. And Bristy was really close to Neon. He's going to try a different line at the exit of turn 2. Not going to manage to take it now. But he has a penalty on his name. He doesn't need to risk it. And Gierne is really close to Noel. As well with the penalty that Ferrari. Look at Gierne. He's going to try it on the inside.
Yes, what a send. That was a huge move from the Ferrari driver.
Noel having a big snap as Candy King has lost the car.
And Ace goes past both of them.
Incredible.
Ace had the popcorn to that battle and he takes advantage. Snatching both positions.
They were touching the tires and look at now Richie wants the podium because he's on net P4 and he's going to take the net podium if he can overtake Vincent on the outside of the hair.
Oh, and Ace is out of this race. Gierne just crashed into him.
It was Gierne taking off Richie.
Let's go on board with Drake. Will Drake stand it on Brains too? I don't know what happened there, but the stewards will look at it post-race.
Stewards will look into the post-race, of course. Neon, Brainsteel, and now Drake Dempsey taking the final step to cross that line. Neon gonna be the winner here in Montreal. Brainsteel gonna fall a little bit as Drake Dempsey takes 2nd place. Vincent 3rd, and Noel Carmen 4th place. Brainsteel will fall into 5th place, and Richie after penalties climbing back to 6th place. Remco putting on 7th, Pagel on 8th. Jan Dobson after that incident in the last lap on 9th place. Agustin Terlaski collecting some points on 7th place, and Harlem Marquez outside the points with Candy King finishing now the race.
Yep, very excited finish, and it was very unfortunate what happened to Ace. He was gonna go for the podium, making incredible moves, and then something happened. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I think I have to say I think it was probably a little bit of contact between Gierne and Noel, and probably Gierne breaking into the grass and probably not having any traction to try to avoid that. That's what I have to say. I didn't see too much.
But huge race from Jonah, dominant win, and Noel Carlman rounds out the podium as well.
fastest lap for Drake Dempsey. Almost a Grand Slam for Neon. Only the fastest lap missing there. Drake Dempsey from P11 to P2. A really good recovery from him. Vincent and Noel on third and fourth. Green Steel on fifth after that
Let's
penalty.
see if we get any interviews.
He was doing an amazing job, Green Steel. But that penalty cost him massively. Richie on sixth. Remco on seventh. Pavel on eighth. Yarnay on ninth. And Agustin.
Oh, it's Vincent on podium. I thought with the Swedish flag it was Noah, but
No, it was Vincent. Katnikin, Harlem, Paul, Yaya, McClurk, Ryan, Kai, and Taz outside of the points with Yaya, McClurk, Ryan, Kai, and Taz.
it won't let me type in Discord, so I can't tag the drivers for an interview.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Uh, I think I'm having some issues with Discord not loading. Yeah, Discord is not working at the moment. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. It looks like there's gonna be no interviews. Discord is not letting us tag anybody, so we'll just say goodbye. And tonight, in 3.5 hours, we'll be back for America's Tier 1 erection around the same track. Do you have anything to say,
Yeah,
Phil?
I think we're out for today. I'll try to find a raid, of course, to do here for the community, and we'll have the outro. So we'll be soon with you guys. It was a really good race to watch with those conditions changing at the end.
Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you later tonight.